by example. And they don't mince any words, and they're incredibly authentic. And they're very, very real in terms of how you get to understand how to be successful in your space. These ladies will tell you. But most importantly, let me do some quick introductions. Now begin with my dear friend, Elizabeth Espinosa, who is a journalist. I also want to introduce to you Sauceda. For identification purposes only, the Chief Bureau for People en Español. Esta belleza que está aquí. So thank you so much for joining us. And also another award-winning journalist. Alongside is, actually, you were in journalism. That journalism never goes away. A former TV anchor, former field representative, field reporter, and former executive for Univision, but now Vice President of Communications for Altamed. Sanchez. Christina Sanchez. Never a local. No. Christina Sanchez. Next to Christina, before she hangs me, it'll be my dear friend, Toni Long, who is an entertainment attorney. Who is, not only is la cabrona very, very, how do you say the word? Ivy League, que la chingada. So she has her own practice, her own team, and her own direction, and she's been thriving ever since. So everybody, Toni Long. So here, Toni, you have Dr. Shawna. Charles. The doctor in the house is an expert in organizational psychology, and she can be able to read you in a hot minute. So, don't mess with her. Last but not least is my dear, wonderful Cynhia Ruiz. Cynhia Ruiz is not only a leader in the Native community, is a leader in the Latina community, is a leader as a top-selling bookseller, and the most sought-after speaker nationally to talk about not only about things, finances, because she was not only the president of the Los Angeles Employees Pension Fund, but she also amassed, she'll share with you how many billions it amassed during her tenure. But also want to share that she is the vice president of the Los Angeles Department Water, LADWP, the largest municipality in the country. So right here. So I did a quick introductions, but I want to be able to ask the first question. The first question will be, but also when I answer the first question, also I integrate that with, what are you wearing? That means to you, that connects you to your heart, your family, and your community. What are you wearing that connects you to your heart, family, and community? As you introduce yourself, that's one. But the other one is going to be my Cynhia. And this is the same question I'm going to ask all of you. What was your biggest challenge? Getting yourself ready for today's discussion, as we talk about well-being as an incredible imperative in our work-life balance.
Hello, everybody. Good evening. The first question is, what am I wearing that connects me? Well, I have this statement piece on, and this is my warrior woman piece. It actually comes from a nomadic tribe in Africa, and the significance of that tribe is that it was led by women. So when I want to put my strong woman on, I put this piece because I'm looking around and seeing all these beautiful that when we as women have that heart-to-heart connection, that's the most important connection that we can have.
Good evening. I'm supposed to go today? I don't have no warrior pieces on. I'm just trying to think, girl, what do you have on today that connects you to community?
Your heart. Your heart.
You know, it's funny you say that because I've been on this, and I think many women have been on this soft life, right? What does it mean to be feminine, more of a woman, and how does that show up, right? So my daughter and I were in Larchmont, my twin and I were in Larchmont yesterday, and I bought like this really beautiful just necklace that I saw them. You know, and I love it. I told today, I'm like, oh, he's going to wear a turtleneck today because I want them to see just how nice it is in my collarbone. So I think for me, community is, you know, I'm looking for that, you know, womanship and that femininity and women that can thrive. Because, you know, when you're working and you're trying to climb the ladder and create your businesses, a lot of that masculine energy shows up, right? Because you're feeling competitive and you want to show up. So for me, I would think it would be, and I'm so sorry you guys can't see it next time. Follow me on Instagram. But anyway, I think that's it for me.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Good evening, I guess. The sun's gone. Okay, what am I wearing that connects me? My older sister's birthday was actually yesterday, and I was so wrapped up in work that I sent her the text this morning saying, "Oh my God, I forgot to birthday." But she had this huge party on Saturday, and so at that party, her tradition is to give gifts on her birthday, which I personally love, so that means I'm going to get something. So she gave me this beautiful tiger eye bracelet that she made, and what it symbolized to her and her giving it to me. Got my bubbles right? Okay. So that is probably the piece right now that I'm wearing that means something very personal to me and is very important to me. I normally have my wedding ring on, but I forgot that, and I'm hoping
But she's still smiling.
She's not single like that.
She's not single.
I'm hoping the cat doesn't find it and it'll be lost forever. What's the other one?
Well, what's your...
Oh, preparing for today. Oh my God. It's in and out. Yeah, it's in and out. Okay. So what if, kind of the same. I didn't really know what to expect, so I just kind of said, you know what? I'm going to roll with it. I'm not going to get stressed about it, except in that mad dash of coming home from my office to make sure I just got it in the shower and got here on time. That was the only part that was stressful, but other than that, I said, I trust you. I know you're not going to put me in any kind of situation that's, and so I'll wing it and just have hopefully fun and have a conversation and impart what little wisdom I have to offer and share with the audience.
Thank you, Toni. First of all, I want to thank Hispanic Pro Alfonso Liliana for inviting us and for trusting us. I have already connected with, I think maybe 8. I have 2 more to connect with, by the way, phone numbers. So thank you for the opportunity. What am I wearing today that identifies me or that tells me about my corazon? So yes, not leisure wear where I'm doing Zoom and I just have this looks the best, but I actually put my heels on. I'm doing really good with them. But I think more importantly, I'm from a little city called Mexico City, and there's any of you have gone, there's a bazaar in San Angelin. There's a lot of little paintings and stuff. So I bought these hoops. Everybody needs hoops. Super simple, and it was made by a young lady that was there supporting entrepreneurs and young ladies. What did they do to get ready for today? Basically, like Toni said, trust Liliana. Get up, manifest, saw the sunshine. Thank you, amen. Gracias a Dios. We had a little bit of sunshine. And again, just wrap myself with courage as well, because these places are not easy to be here. And we look forward to sharing our stories with all of you. Gracias, Liliana.
Liliana como si estuviéramos en casa, no pasa nada. No pasa nada. Liliana, first of all, thank you so much for having us here. And this is like a powerhouse. To me, it's such an honor to be, among these powerful ladies. And there's so much to learn, and I can't wait to hear your guys' story and to, just to connect. I've already connected with like 6 people, so I'm like right behind you. I need 4 more, anybody, so I can do my assignment tonight. What am I wearing tonight? I never asked myself that question, but there's this little ring that I wear all the time. And it was given to me by a friend who I helped through difficult times, and he was so grateful because he overcame a really dark situation that he was going through. And this little ring reminds me to be thankful every day, not only for the people that we meet and the places that they put us in, but also just to be here and be able to have a voice and to give a message and hopefully inspire other people, which is exactly what I did today. I didn't really do anything to prepare to be here today. Again, just trusted Liliana because I'm like, are you going to send us any information? Are you going to send us an email? Like, what's going on? After asking once and she didn't reply, I said, okay, forget it. Just, be you. I know I'm not going to get an answer. Just show up, which is great because, you can speak from the heart. The only thing I think I did was just ask the universe. I pray to God to give me the correct words to just give a message, a positive, and hopefully be not an inspiration, but hopefully just have something nice to say that resonates, to somebody else and help them with whatever it is that they're going in life. So that's basically what I do.
All right, well, good to see you guys tonight. Thank you so much. It's such a pleasure to be with all these beautiful ladies. Some of you I know, some of you I don't. We go back to my days when I started as a news reporter here in Los Angeles, when we still in KBX. It's birthday girl, so we got to first do a quick Feliz cumpleaños otra vez! Happy birthday!
Pero no se trata de mí, se trata de
No, but it's so great. We have to celebrate. You asked a question, of course, as we start tonight. She said, so what are you wearing tonight that connects your community? And I thought, so keeping it real, because I think those of you who've watched me on television for the last 20 years know that I do that. And so I've been in the hospital all night because I have a family member, actually since Tuesday. So I've been sitting in a hospital, and it's a whole different world, let me tell you something. And so I slept in these pants. That's cool. I'm good with it. Okay. But for me, it's really, truly about the spirit. I think that's what I carry, that connects with the community, right? So the beauty of, coming from being a journalist and also a special needs advocate. Some of you know that I talk very public about my brother who has special needs, suffered med mal. You're an attorney. I thought I was going to be an attorney. I applied to law school. I was going, and then the universe turned, and I ended up going and was at Good Day LA, CNN, Iheart Radio, and KTLA for the most. Yeah, most people, it's funny. I was in the hospital, so people were like, "Oh my God, I see it every morning." I'm like, okay, it's been a couple years. I took a little break, so it's all good. They still think I'm there. Most recently, of course, with the Sheriff's Department, but I think tonight is what's so fantastic, and you talk about being prepared. It doesn't, a little different because I get thrown into the, as a TV reporter, I did the morning show for years, we cover, you're over there with Oprah Winfrey one day, and then there's, the fires in Laguna, now you're covering fires, and then there's a mass shooting and school shootings, and so, the mood changes, you have to always be ready. So what I would say, though, for tonight, the beauty is we're just here to empower each other. And to your point, it is about connecting. At the end of the day, it's about accessibility and it's about asking the right questions. That's the thing I really try to, inspire our younger folks and us middle-aged people too. We're cool too, no, I'm kidding. But it's about being an advocate. I really believe that wherever you are. So I'm gonna tell you a quick story. So I'm in the ER, right, with my loved one, and I'm like, you know what, once a reporter, always a reporter. So I'm like, I'm listening to everything happening around here, right? And I'm like, oh no, is this senora doesn't have something? Excuse me, charge nurse, because then I sound like I'm a doctor in those ERs, right? Telling people she needs something. And then I find out when we get to our floor, we get admitted, that this guy has been I saw him and he's like this, he's by himself in a room, and I'm like, he needs a support person. Someone should be there to be his advocate, right? And I find out that he's been in that hospital bed for 8 months. And his mom won't come see him. And it's just a matter of days before he's going to transition. And so I said, well, I was trying to like advocate for him, you know, while I'm there with my family member. But I thought, this is what we have to do. You know, sometimes it's just a smile. Maybe it's just a piece of advice as an attorney, as a psychologist, as a labor person. You, ultimately, and all beautiful things, people that come in. It's just like one little thing. So never take that for granted. You see the homeless guy? Give him a smile. You don't have to give him a hug. More to come. Thank you.
What I tell you, un grupo de fregonas. And yeah, you know what? I did not prepare, but it's okay. Because that's what it is. Life throws you into situations and you don't even know which way is up sometimes. And you have to land on your feet because that's all you know. You don't have to be as open, but you can share it whatever you like, however you like. But like for example, I take care of my mother. She's got dementia. She's terminally ill. When I am not home, I always have somebody with her. And so she reminds me what is important. So if she doesn't feel like taking a shower, well, guess what? I have to figure out how to help her take care of her body, how to nurture her. Because it's all about love language. And so guess what? And then when I'm at work, and I'm honored to be able to say I work for the LA Chargers as the Director of Cultural Affairs. Thank you. And so it's not a simple task. I have a big job and I have a big honor at home. So when I have to level set, you know, get ready for my work and get ready, then I have to say, chingado, what I have to do next? I have to take care of my mom, my work. So in that circumstance, I have to really be very clear. I have to level set me. I have to ground me. You know, when you're in the airport, every time, you know, the airplane, they say you have to put the mask on you. So now, but that's easier said than done, and that's something very immediate. Now let me ask you, how do you put the mask on yourself when you need it to be in very difficult, very tragic situations that you didn't expect?
So thank you for that question, but I'm not going to answer it. I'm going to answer something else. So what I feel that the most important thing that I can share with you today, it all starts with you, and it starts with loving yourself. So many women walk around feeling that they're not worthy, feeling like they don't deserve it, feeling like they're not lovable. So I'm here to tell you that you are important, you are worthy, and you are lovable. So I want everybody to give themselves a big hug. Hug yourself, them too. And I want you to say, I love me. Okay, come on, you can do better than that. I love me. I love me. I am worthy. I am worthy. And I deserve happiness. I deserve happiness. So once you truly love yourself, then you understand how important self-care is. Self-care is not being selfish. Self-care is really taking care of yourself. And as women, what do? We give until we can't give anymore. And when you run out of gas, you have nothing to give. So it's really about loving yourself, feeling that you're worthy, and from there, everything else falls into place. So I hope I answered your question, but
like I said, you answer whatever way you want.
You know, for me, I work really hard, and I put a lot of expectations on myself. Right? Like everybody wants to be the best, but I really want to be the best. Right? And I strive for that. But there's also a lot you lose in that. And so, to be honest, my twin is very good at self-care. So I've learned a lot from her, and in that she also gives me a lot of encouragement when I want to slow down, right? Because sometimes you want to slow down, and I'm like, God, I just got so much to do. Like, I can't watch this movie, like, I'm wasting time, and I'm just running all the things in my head I could be doing, and she's like, Mom, like, chill out, like, just sit here for a half hour and just watch something. And so, I don't want to say it's lowering your expectations of yourself, but sometimes it's lowering the expectations or managing your expectations of your output, right? And balancing that. But that's not easy. It's not easy for a lot of us. It's not easy for where you are in points of your career or things you want to do. I also kind of feel like I'm getting a little older, so I'm running a little faster when I probably should be slowing down. But yeah, just find those moments to be okay and give yourself some grace. You know, I've been saying a lot of things about giving people space and grace, but you also have to do that for yourself.
That's a very good point. I can echo both of those, and I think the point about giving yourself grace is one of the things that we just don't do enough of. The expectations that we have for ourselves sometimes are so heavy. It becomes a burden. It's like, it's the goal, you know, you want to reach that finish line, you have this career aspiration, but it becomes, it can become an albatross if we're not careful, if we don't do those things to use a level set, to reset ourselves, to ground ourselves, to take care of ourselves. I have a couple of younger siblings. My younger sister is 16 years younger than I am, and so it's kind of an interesting to be able to, what would you tell your younger self? So I get to tell her those things all the time. And I remember when she was turning 18, I wrote her in her card, I said, you know, these are some life lessons, and just impart them very quickly for you. The first one is, self-preservation is the first law of nature for a reason. Self-preservation is the first law of nature for a reason. And like you said, self-care isn't about being selfish. Society would have women think that if they take a moment for themselves, that they're being selfish, or you're not taking care of your kids. You're not just, men rarely ever get grief for not taking care of their kids. I mean, you see a man in the grocery store with a couple of kids, you're like, oh my God, can I help you? You see a woman in the grocery store with a couple of kids, you're like, whatever. But we have to do that. So for me, what I personally do, and what I was doing certainly pre-pandemic and have started to do now, I have a monthly membership where I get a massage. Me too! How many of us actually do it though? That is the thing, getting those massages on the calendar and actually doing. I probably have like 700 massages stored up at this point. It's ridiculous. Oh, we're cool. We'll take any of it. I'm giving those out like chiclets. Too soon. Massage. So I started doing that again every other week, going out and getting a massage because I strained my sciatic nerve. And until you're a person of a certain age, you probably will not know what this feels like, and lucky you, it feels like hell. And I had to, like, okay, you're not taking care of yourself. This is one of those injuries that is very much, you're basically not taking care of yourself. So that reminded me, get your every other week massage. I see my trainer, even on the days that I don't want to see her. I saw her yesterday, and my body is aching right now because of some of the stuff she had me doing. But it's, what she had me doing, the fact that I could do it, I'm very proud of myself, and she is very proud of me. So when they say, put your mask on first, you have to have a store of reserves. You have to have fuel in your tank to take care of all of those people who are relying on you. And so it is not selfish to engage in acts of self-care. It is imperative. It is absolutely imperative. And I will say this to the guys who are here because we started doing this thing for a classmate of mine who passed away a few years ago. He wasn't taking care of himself. He wasn't getting his health checkups. You guys have to do that too. You have to go to the doctor too. Don't wait until the pain is so unbearable that you can't stand up. If something is bothering you, go check it out. Your family needs you. Okay? And I say that because I have a lot of male friends, and we're now getting, this age where guys, you gotta go, and there's If you gotta go do that, bend over and cough, it is what it is, but it saves lives. And here's what I will tell you. If you do that, and you survive that, I want you to think that women go through the equivalent of that pain every freaking month. Okay? Or worse. So you're just getting a little taste of what we go through. Yeah, definitely self-care.
Thank you, Toni. That's a great story. And if you have some of those massages, I'll take them. So Liliana and I, we have a lot in common, but I'm one of 6 children, and I don't know where my mother put me as her power of attorney, where she thought that me, number 4, was going to take care of her. So she is going to be 90 May 13th. She too has a dementia. She has heart disease, hypertension. Anyway, she's just a walking time bomb, to be honest with you. But she also loathes me because I co-finance with her and I keep her money safe. And she's like, I want my money. It's like, yes, how much do you want, Mom? You have $1,000. You don't need $1,000. You're not going anywhere. But taking on that role, and by the way, I'm a mother of 3. One of them is here. My oldest, 30, Jackie. She's back there. She's here with Alpha, who's supporting the group. So all of you from Alpha. I learned very early on. I learned a word this week from a young man who started to tell me about his trauma. He's like, oh my God, I'm trauma dumping, aren't I? Meaning he was telling me all his trauma. And I'm like, no, just talk to me. You have to tell people how you're feeling. Now, if it gets too much and you're not doing anything about it, then I'm going to tell you to stop and go get some help, without a doubt. But as a mother of 3, in a 30-plus year career, I found myself in some very difficult positions, almost dire, okay? I lost my job, my husband abandoned us, I was about to lose my house, my kids were all in private school, and I was like, oh shit, okay? Go into survival mode, and you just go. One of the things I learned is that I wouldn't cry in front of my kids because I felt I couldn't show them that I was weak until somebody told them, you need to show them that you're human and what you're going through is a difficult situation. Now, if you're stuck there and you're not going to get out of it, but it was my tribe, my people who helped me get through. And thank God I raised 3 incredible kids all by myself. Hooray, we can do it, okay? I moved careers, I changed, I delved into doing stuff on my own, and I went full-time with one of my clients. I am now in healthcare. I am at Altamed Health Services, who takes care of over 500,000 patients who are in under-resourced communities. And one of the things you see is that the moms are there taking their kids to all their appointments, but they forgot about their PAP, their mammogram. Everybody is at the doctor except for them. So what I do is every year during my birthday, I schedule everything. So don't talk to me during my birthday because that's when I'm scheduling my mammogram and everything else because those are not pleasant, but it reminds me to do that. So you have to remember to just be real and rely on the people that have been there. As I changed careers, I was at Univision. I was like Christina Sanchez de Univision. It was like I was married to it. So when I was no longer there, you have no idea how many friends just like fell off because I had nothing else to offer them. And the ones who surfaced, in Spanish we say la nata, where there's like pure milk, like the yummiest, like rises to the top. All those friends who remained, this circle here, Liliana, are the ones who believe in you and who you are, in Christina, not Christina Sanchez de Univision. So just remember to just keep it real. And it's okay to cry.
I agree. It's okay to cry because we have to have those days in order to know what we're made of. I keep hearing the word selfish. I don't think that we should put a negative connotation to being selfish because if you're selfish, that means you're taking care of yourself. And it's okay. It's okay to be selfish. It's okay to go away for a weekend or for a couple of hours just to be here, to take time for yourself. Because if you're not at 100%, you cannot give that 100%, 80%, 90%. Because we wear a lot of hats. We're daughters, we're head of households, we're sisters, we're mothers, we're caregivers, we're POAs, we're everything. Somos todos. And Liliana loves to say, somos chingonas. And we are. And we rarely recognize that to ourselves. So we need to keep telling ourselves that we are, but we need to take time for ourselves in order to be it. Because if you're not, it's not, there's nothing that you can give, and people don't want you at 50%. People don't care about you when you're 25 or when you're not there anymore. So put titles aside, and then just don't forget to be human. You know, prioritize. See what's important. There's a difference between important and urgency. What is urgent? What is important? And I always do every single night. I do a to-do list. What is really needed the following day? What do I really need to get to the following day? And that's what I do. The day only has 24 hours, and we need to get enough sleep. And we need to do things that are important and other things that are urgent that we need to do. So we need to prioritize. Your guys' story, I learned from your guys' story, and it's amazing how we share stories, and we don't know when we're meeting somebody, we don't know what they're going through. We don't know, that they don't do their massages or whatever, that they need to go to the doctor, or that they're POAs and they're just, so we need to recognize and see ourselves in other people and have empathy for ourselves first in order to have empathy for the others and have a heart. I was talking to somebody, Shawna, that I was saying I felt when I first started my career, I said, okay, I'm going to separate. I was talking to my friend who's here, Alexandra. She's an amazing Colombian designer that you guys need to meet. But when I first started my career, I'm like, okay, after 5 o'clock, I don't want to get, unless somebody is dying and we need to report on it, don't bother me, because I want to have a life. I want to have a life after 5 o'clock. I want to have a life after 6 o'clock. I don't want the title. I don't want to be Isis from, and I kind of continued that, and I became, I want to say I became really, not really good, but I don't know how to praise myself, but I think I became really good at separating both. And I have Liliana will tell you, I have my personal life and I have my work life. Because family is important. At the end of the day, and it happens to you, Christina, like at the end of the day, the only people that you have are those who have been with you for a long time and who have always, had your back. It's not the people that you meet that want something from you, or that they only live for you because you have that position, because you have that title, because you recognize. Is the people who are going to see you cry and going to either cry with you or, give you a slap in the head and say, hey, get out of it, and that's the people, yes, snap out of it, and that's the people that you want to surround yourself with. And, the to-do list helps me a lot. I don't know if I'm answering your question, but I don't think anybody's answering the question.
No, this is about connecting.
We're about to wrap. It's all good. I'm about to wrap.
Yes. But I think I think just acknowledging yourself. I don't know how to rap, but I think just being aware of yourself, being aware of your emotions, and being aware that you need you. You need yourself. And then just acknowledge it.
I love that you said you do a to-do list. I tried that. And out there, I'm like, okay, I'm just going to put 5 things. And then I'm like, I'm at 50! Oh my God! And I have like a meltdown. I was like, I try to read all these different things about how to make it work, right? So I love that. And by the way, chingona for the Spanish impaired in the group, okay? He's like really cool. And then POA, because I realize we have different age groups here and different career stages, right, where you are in life. So POA is power of attorney. I sound like I went to law school, but you did. But that's basically, you have to be like the person, right, making those big decisions for a family because they're now somewhat impaired. A lot of you might know that I've been very vocal about my brother. So my brother suffered medical malpractice at birth. He is a 39-year-old. I can't believe I say that because that means I'm in the 40s. But he's the little brother. He's special ed. He's nonverbal, which means for 39 years of his life, he hasn't been able to speak, to say my head hurts. The things that you take for granted. And I always talk about that to people. So when people tell me about self-care, I have a whole different perspective. Because not all of us can financially go get a massage, and I'm glad you can, and I think we should all try to get a massage. But you know what I'm saying? Like, as a reporter, I've seen people from all walks of life, from the border to spending time with Oprah Winfrey when I worked at OWN. And I realized that you have to figure out what self-care means to you. And I also would say, I don't have children, I don't have that blessing. But if I did have children, the first thing I've thought about so much over the years that I would teach them is you have to learn to control your thoughts. Because that's going to get you there. You got it. The cloud's gonna go through, and you're gonna have to cry. And one of the things I feel that works for me, there was a time I was crazy, working at KTLA as a reporter, had a talk show. I'm not, no, you know, saying, the jury's out, girl. But I was doing my talk show, right, at KFI AM 640 in Burbank, the studio, right? And so I would leave KTLA, I'd go do the show, the radio show at KFI, and then I had to go do a show once a week. So it was, once a week I would do 3 gigs. I had to go all the way to South Orange County to do a talk show with PBS. And so it would take me 3 hours because it was a Thursday and traffic, as you know, on the 405 is not your friend. So there I was on the freeway, but it was the best 3 hours. You know why? Because I turned those 3 hours into therapy. I'm that girl that like all the thoughts are coming through. I'm like, you gotta be kidding! You know, like I was thinking about everything in my life. Like, and then I also think it's important to figure out, what do you want? I'm still kind of figuring that out, okay? So let's be real. It is not an easy thing. So if you're starting out, be nice to yourself. It's okay to not be like, I got it all figured out. I'm tired of hearing these kids are like, I got this, blah, blah, blah. You know, when I go to all these conferences, I go to NHJ. Luce, by the way, is an amazing Dateline producer. I met her when I was a student. Raise your hand, Luce. Yay! Luce is amazing. She was so kind to me. I was this little kid like, hi everybody, want to be talk to me? I want to be a reporter, you know? And she did. She talked to me and gave me all this advice. And it was so wonderful because you realize that it's life is a journey. And every stage, lean in and be. I mean, even though I'm on 2 hours of sleep from being in the hospital and freaking out that I thought my loved one might die, you know what? I'm grateful because I said to myself, you know what, Elizabeth? You were at a beautiful hospital. I wasn't worried that a bomb was going to fall in the hospital like people are in Kyiv, Ukraine, as we speak. I mean, I've had the blessing of being able to travel to places like Pakistan. I did a story in East Africa, in Uganda, and Rwanda, where 1,000 people die each week in a refugee camp where we went to do a story at. And these little kids were so excited that we would give them a pencil, when our kids over here could care less about ditching. And it was like, it was such a renewed appreciation, right? I mean, I already have a different appreciation because I grew up with a little brother who can't advocate for himself. And that's what kind of led me to become a journalist, because I thought, I want to be the voice for the person that doesn't have one, the one that's timid, the one that doesn't know how to ask that question. And I think the best thing that we can do in terms of self-care is helping each other ask the right questions for ourselves. And that's going to get us to understand how we can be better advocates for ourselves. And maybe, you know, it's just a cry in the car and that's all you have time for in your day. Or maybe it's a phone call to your best friend and say, exactly, you know what? I hear you. And at the end of the day, you know what my brother has taught me? That I don't care who you are, because I have interviewed some seriously wealthy mofos, okay? With everything. And I go, you should be happy. But you know what? We all just want to be seen. Even the guy that's a quadriplegic that's nonverbal, and you go, well, he doesn't know. I go, no. You look at that person, and he could be like this, and like, you know, babeando, you know, drooling, and you say hello, because everybody wants to be seen, and we are just energy. So I think that's a big gift that we should encourage each other to give.
2 things before I think about that. In your lifetime, be kind to yourself, okay? When you